this is Justin Branham from MasterFiddle.com, and you just heard the lesson performance for Miller's Reel. We're in the key of A, capoed 2nd fret, playing out of a G position. This tune's kind of in the intermediate level. We're going to work on the basic melody and add some variations into that. And we've got a cool little ending on that. This is in a good flat pick style. This tune could be played in old time, bluegrass, or contest circuits. And it's originally a fiddle tune. So I have a fiddle version posted and a mandolin version posted as well. And before we get to the lesson, if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll get about the first phrase of the lesson for free. And if you want the rest of it, head over to MasterFiddle.com, where you can subscribe. 1 month is $25 and you get access to everything on there. And in the meantime, if you're on YouTube, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel so you can get access to more free content as I put it out. So without further ado, let's get started. All right, so to play Miller's Reel, we're going to capo at the 2nd fret so we can play out of the key of A. And we're in the key of A, but we're actually going to pretend like we're in the key of G when we play it on the guitar. And you could play it without the capo out of the key of G if you wanted to, but the traditional key is the key of A. So if you're playing it with a fiddle player or a mandolin player, they're probably going to play it in the key of A. And we're going to kick it off with a couple of taters, and that just means that we're going to play something that sounds like this. And so every time I go one and a like that, that's a tater. And so we've got a slide first from this F sharp to G, and I'm going to call out these notes as if we were in the key of G, just so that it's not too confusing. So the sheet music is written in the key of G because we're playing with a capo. So I'm going to call out notes as if we're in the key of G. So I'm going from an F sharp to a G. This is 3rd finger on the 4th fret of the D string, sliding up to the 5th fret on the very first. It's really just one note, just a G note here. And we're going to do that on a downstroke, and then do another downstroke and an upstroke to finish out that pattern. Okay, and then we'll do another one of those without the slide this time. One more, and then just a quarter note here. So we've got 3 taters and kind of a half. Okay, so that's our intro that kind of sets the tempo. And then we're going to play the first phrase. That's a pickup into the next phrase right there. We're going to start with the 2 pickup notes into the downbeat of the first measure. We've got an open E, then a 2nd finger, and this is actually going to be on the 4th fret, but we're going to call that the 2nd fret because we're thinking of the capo here as the open strings now. So we're going to think of this as really the 2nd fret, just because we're out of playing out of a G position in the key of A. So that's open 2, and the fingering is the same as well because we're in that first position off of that. And then 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, and that's going to be a downstroke. So I did down, up, and now that I'm playing a quarter note, I'm going to go down, and I'm going to go to the A string with my 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the A string, playing a B note, and that's also going to be a downstroke. And then I'm going to do an upstroke on the open D string. So we've got, okay, then 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. This is a C note. Again, it's not really a C note, but we're thinking out of the key of G. So with the capo there, I'm pretending as if I'm in the key of G still. So 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the A string. And we're going to do the same picking pattern again, down on the D string on a 2nd finger on the 2nd fret to an open G string on an upstroke. So that's, and when I play these chords, they're arpeggios actually, but I'm going to keep my fingers down so that you hear the sustain. I want to do that when I flat pick as much as possible so that it kind of emulates the sound and the openness that a fiddle has with all the ringing strings, the open ringing strings and drones. We can't do exactly like a fiddle does, but this gets us closer to that sound. So Okay, then open D, and again a downstroke here, third finger this time on the 4th fret of the D string, and then first finger on the 2nd fret of the G string to an open G. That G note I'm hitting with downstroke. So most of the time when we have a quarter note, we're going to hit that down, and then the 8th note right after that is also going to be down. And the pickup note here is 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, an A note, to a G sharp with the 1st finger on the 1st fret of the G string. Okay, let's play that first phrase, and we'll go ahead and do it with the taters this time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so then that pickup, it sounds a little weird when we end on that. We're going to go to this phrase.